right, so there's a lot of her chants that come out of Native American, all right? So it's important to know. It's not in Bobroisk, Russia. It's in Santa Fe.
It's in Truth or Consequences.
So, and that's another thing, that we are clearly influenced by the culture. Kaplan will tell you that. As Reconstructionists, the music that we hear from the greater culture influences our music, especially now. That you don't hear a lot of Eastern European music. That the music like Lo Alecha, that Danny Freelander, Jeff Klepper are writing. Certainly Debbie Friedman music is certainly in Julie Silver's music. Julie Silver studied guitar.
So she wrote Prophet You, which we heard yesterday.
Right.
The Jewish song, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we did that yesterday.
Right. So Julie Silver studied guitar with James Taylor's brother. All right.
Livingston?
What's his name? Livingston Taylor. All right. So you can see how, yes, you're going to be.
And she clearly is listening to Suzanne Vega and all kinds of other.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So that's okay. Judith Kaplan Eisenstein, who was we heard her daughter speak about how the kind of music that we're doing in song leading is really blasphemous,
she was the one who pointed out the Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Right. She would like us to do, and Judith would like us to do, Ein kamocha v'Elohim Adonai. She would like all music to sound like that.
Wait, but that's more conservative, isn't it? That's not.
Well, no, it's traditional. It's traditional.
Right,
it wasn't just written
kind of
in
leads
there.
you to more
So
conservative.
right. So conservative is small c.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
So I had this argument with Judith that yes, it's important for us to maintain Lewandowski and other traditional, and Idelson and other traditional music. However, that I told her that not everybody wants to hear that kind of music at a service. That there's a folk melody that's entering into the songs of our service that comes from camp, that comes from other sources, that is equally, I didn't say more, I said equally as important as the music. And she fought me about it for 25 years. Finally,
She died.
no, don't put that in this.
Oops, I don't know how to edit this.
Then you won. She died, you
In
won.
1992, Judith came to one of the early family camps where I was leading services at, and I led guitar. We did some music. We did some traditional music, but we did some of the camp songs too. And she came up afterwards and she said, "I see what you're saying. That it's really important that the folk really like that kind of melody." And she said, "Just promise me that you'll put more of the traditional stuff back in the services too." So I told her yes, and you're right, she did die. So now you don't anymore. So I do. No, there are traditional melodies.
We build on
I
the
always
shoulders.
do that Ein Kamocha, all right, that I do. I don't do the Itsy Bitsy Spider, which he didn't, right. I don't do that, but I try to do traditional melody. Now, would you call this chant a traditional melody?
No.
No.
It's in a traditional style.
It
Sort
is.
of, but it's got that native.
It is.
It definitely has
Are
native,
some of
right.
the Reconstructionist music people trying to do melodies that are folky but kind of follow the Nusach?
Yes.
So
yes.
they're kind of
So right.
find
So Nusach is an important word here. The word Nusach really comes 250 years ago. Nusach was a particular melody, a tonal quality that was written for leading certain services. So you knew that if you heard da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 dum, that meant it was the morning service.
the regular morning.
All right, the regular morning service. All right. So and that's Nusach. There were others. Da 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 dum da 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 dum. That's Friday night Nusach. So every service has its own Nusach. So as you were saying, that as Reconstructionists, what we've tried to do is take some of the nusach and make our songs into that. I think Shefa has done a lot of that too, because the chanting really has a way of being nusachal.
One of the cool things about
That's bad. That's
Sorry.
not bad there.
yeah, one of the cool things about the retreat was the Shabbos Mincha service.
Right.
Never heard that new song before, and it's really nice. Yeah, just a simple thing,
Right.
but it's
That's Shabbos Mincha, and
Yeah.
you would hear that.
Yeah.
So now I have to say.
Do we know the
that,
Musaf Nusach?
That
Don't do Musaf.
when I was in rabbinical school, that wasn't being taught. We didn't have any real musicians. Now, in the last 15, 20 years of rabbinical school, that the graduates that come out, they know the difference in that kind of nusach,
Right.
which is really great.
Yeah.
I think Rabbi Amy was part of the. She's young enough. She's young enough that she knew that. You can tell her I said that. All right. She's young enough.
That's on there.
Huh?
What was that, Rabbi Jeff?
Rabbi Amy is young enough that in her rabbinical training they learned their proper nusach. As a matter of fact, I will tell you this: that when Rabbi Amy first came to Camp JRF in 2003, we, the leadership, we were doing the wrong melody for the Amidah during the week. And Rabbi Amy came up to me and said, how can you do the Shabbos melody Amidah when it's weekday? So since that time, and Rabbi Amy's influence, that we do only the traditional Shabbos Amidah song on Shabbos, the Amidah.
What's the weekday?
What's the weekday?
Ask Rabbi Amy.
Next.
That's Rabbi Amy.
No, help me out here, kids. Right? It takes me a while to get to it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'le'avotenu Elohei Abraham.
Yeah.
I think
It's
that's the
same
candle
as
lighting.
No, it's not. The nusach for the blessing before the Torah that we do is that weekday nusach.
Right.
Baruch Hu et Adonai,
Right,
Hamburah.
and so it's that same.
Girls, help me. What's the?
Yeah, that's what it is.
okay.
It's the blessing before.
Da, da,
Yeah.
da, 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 da. Right. So that is whereas the Shabbos Amidah is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu.